Let me ask you a question. Let's say you were given the choice between saving a dog and a person. Which one would you choose? Maybe you said dog, maybe you said person, and maybe your answer would change if someone could hear you. Let me give you a scenario. Let's say you, your mother, and your pet dog have gone for a hike, and due to some unfortunate turn of events, you have to make the choice between saving your mother and your pet dog. Which one would you choose? Was the choice easier this time? It's easier to defend someone we are familiar with. If you are a dog lover, maybe you would have said a dog in the first case. But when the person on the other side of the scale is someone you know and love, the answer might change. This can be seen when people who live in areas where unfriendly rabid dogs may roam, they get bitten, and their families lose a precious member. However, people who live in the comfort of their homes aren't necessarily affected by it. But when the Supreme Court gives new orders to create shelters and rid the streets of all dogs, they come out and protest because they care for the well being of these animals they know and love as compared to some person they've never met before. No, I'm not saying all dogs should be suddenly locked up and made to live in poor living conditions. I'm trying to help you look at this situation through an objective lens. The answer is not always black or white. Our civilization is built in a way where we protect ourselves from all threats, even if that threat is man's best friend. When man's best friend is made to live in poor conditions by living off of the undisposed garbage on the streets, protecting its child from the speedy cars, protecting its territory from its own kind, and being mistreated and bullied by humans, they may not always resemble the cute and friendly creatures we know and love. Now, who's to blame? The dogs, the victims, the families of the victims, the government, the authorities who didn't do proper vaccination and ABC or animal birth control. Well, for a change, let's not blame anyone and address the issue at hand. We have a problem that we need to solve as a collective. Pointing fingers at each other will only result in more stray dogs breeding on the streets and more human victims. So, how did we get here? How did India become the country with the highest number of stray dogs? Did you know that India has the highest number of rabies cases and deaths globally, accounting for one third of the world's total, and is considered the global rabies capital? Millions of dog bites occur in India annually, with one happening every 15 seconds, leading to thousands of deaths. And sadly, the children of our country are the ones bearing the brunt. Children under 15 are disproportionately affected as they are an easy target and often miss out on the post care needed to survive. So, what's the answer? Culling? No. We can't choose to slaughter every dog on the street because of a few rabid ones who are just a product of their environment we created for them. Firstly, there is uncontrolled breeding and lack of sterilization. We need to actively conduct sterilization campaigns where we spay the female stray dogs and neuter the male stray dogs. The government can take action, but without proper planning and funding, it may take a very long time for India to eliminate stray dogs who live in these poor conditions. We can create and support NGOs who can conduct these surgeries without harming the animals. We can adopt Indian stray dogs and stray puppies and sterilize them. This solves the issue of non sterilization and also gives them a place to call home. Instead of buying foreign dog breeds, if you really are a dog lover, you can choose to help the ones close to you who are in dire need of love and care. We can have more pet cafes where we sterilize them and treat them with care. It can also provide a source of income for the business owners. If you also have any ideas to help the stray dogs, please drop them down in the comment section below. If other countries can successfully eradicate stray dogs, there's no reason India can't. Next, the cause for a high death rate due to rabies in India is that there is no proper post-care provided in most dog bite cases, led by the lack of awareness of it. So what is rabies? Rabies is a deadly, vaccine-preventable viral disease that attacks the central nervous system, causing fatal inflammation in the brain, usually transmitted through an infected animal's saliva via a scratch or a bite, and it is almost 100% fatal when symptoms appear, which can range from flu-like symptoms to hyperactivity, paralysis, and hydrophobia. When a dog is infected, there are multiple symptoms, with aggression being one of them. So it is highly likely that the dog that has suddenly become aggressive is infected by rabies, passing on the infection to its bite victims. The deeper we go into this disease, the more it sounds like the start of a zombie apocalypse. Coming to post-care, it is important to thoroughly wash the wound with water and soap and provide timely PEP, which stands for post-exposure prophylaxis. Sounds complicated, but it is basically a series of vaccination shots that prevents the virus from reaching the brain and increases your immunity. The cost for PEP in India varies by facility and location. Government facilities can provide free PEP or charge anywhere between 500 to 1500 rupees, while private facilities can charge anywhere from 2000 rupees to over 9000 rupees. Even though there are cheaper options, sometimes patients don't get access to it as there are no vacant rooms in the hospitals, or the hospitals can deny entry, leading to their deaths, as PEP needs to be started as soon as possible after exposure. Mass dog vaccinations is the most effective way to prevent rabies. If there are no rabid dogs, there would be no human rabies patients in the first place. As they say, prevention is better than cure. Then there's uncollected garbage that encourages dog breeding. I wish the authorities would start collecting garbage daily at the right time, but that's another topic for another day. Lastly, there's abandonment of dogs, adding to the stray population. If you adopt a dog just to put it back on the street, there is something wrong with you, and I wish the dog would have met someone better in the first place. Dogs are such emotional beings and should be treated with care, not left on the streets to fend for themselves. Moral of the story: the solution isn't cruelty, and it's not denial either. It's sterilization, vaccination, and accountability. Do share this video to help create awareness, and thanks for watching.